Hello dear student, how are you all? I think everyone are fine there. So student, today we are going to begin with the part 2, which it is the part 2 of the poem number 2 Wind, which is written by Subramanya Bharati. So student, here in this poem we have learned the stanza number 1. So what else we have discussed in the stanza number 1? Let's quickly revise it. So student, in the previous video we have seen the stanza number 1, the poem Wind, which is written by Subramanya Bharati. In this poem we have learned that how the wind will become a destroyer, he will become a destructor, he will become such a big giant natural disaster for the common peoples. And here in this poem, Subramanya Bharati is talking to the wind. Hey you wind, you blow slowly when the climate is pleasant, but you became drastic, you became so destructive, and you became so angry when the climate is not so good. And you blow very fastly, and you have done all kind of destruction there in my own room. So why you did this? So what made you to do this? So he is asking a question and interacting to the wind here. Though wind couldn't speak, but wind is considered here in the poem a living being. So which figure of speech it is? Yes, recall your previous classes. Which figure of speech? Figure of speech is metaphor, okay, where a living characters are given to the non-living thing. So student, here we have discussed in the last class that the wind have two different meaning. One is good wind, another is bad wind. In good wind, it is so pleasant, it gives us oxygen, it gives us air, and it is a survival of the mankind. But the bad wind can turn so destructive, so destroyer, because human beings made it to be like that. How it became so destructive, so destroyer, and it is affecting the lives of the human being. See here, human beings are cutting the trees, okay, they are exploiting the resources in the sense of the beautiful nature, the beautiful environment in our surrounding. And what happened at last? Due to global warming, climate is changed, and the storm and wind was flowing here and there in between the cities and making it deserted, and the peoples have to face a lot. In the same manner, Subramanya Bharati talked to the wind. Hey you wind, why you changing your character? You becoming so aggressive, okay, your aggression level is going day by day more and more. So what is the use of it? So what you think about you? You have destroyed my whole room. Books were shattered here and there on the floor from the shelf. My pages were torn out from the books, and okay, you exploited each and everything. Though when you become so destructive, okay, you crumble the human beings, then crumbling of all things, the crumbling of human beings, the humans' bodies, the crumblings of the lives, and at last crumblings of the heart. Okay, crumbling means broken heart. So all human beings will broke here. So this is what we have learned in the previous video. So student, let's begin with the second stanza of the poem Wind. So what the second stanza says here? Before going to the second stanza, one more question I want to ask. In the previous video, I given you a conclusion where you have to find out the answer. First one, wind is so destructive, okay, it is so dangerous, it can become so, okay, agony, okay, and it is divided among a good wind and a bad wind. And here in the second stanza, you will learn about what a meaning and what kind of thing here the poet Subramanya Bharati included in the last stanza. So he is giving one word, weak and strong. This wind will take off the weak peoples, and they will and it will leave the strong peoples alone as it is. How, why it is doing like this? Okay, any real meaning behind it? So this is what we are going to learn here in the second stanza of the poem Wind. So student, let's begin without further go and wasting a time. So student, here you can see, okay, the pictures of the wind. So this is how you can differentiate in between, okay, a good wind and a bad wind. Here the good wind is so pleasant, so peace, and the bad wind is so destructive, disturbing and destroying, okay, all the human nature, even the environment. So student, without a further go, let's be started with the second stanza of the poem Wind. So here we have the textbook. Everyone are insisted to open the page number 30 and come here on the stanza number 2. Okay, so let's begin with this. Fine. Yes, just recall the previous stanza first. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. Yes, you are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Weaklings, as we discussed, weak peoples, okay, or physically weak peoples. Frail, crumbling houses you destroyed. Weak, broken houses. You broke in the doors, you broke in the rafters. Rafter means it is available in the playground where the people used to hang to increase their height. Okay, you crumbled wood, you crumbled the bodies, you broken the bodies of the peoples, you broken the lives, okay, you taken the lives of thousands and thousands number of the peoples in the form of a very big natural disaster. When the hurricane take place, okay, when heavy wind blows in the deserted area, the peoples who are living in the desert, they have to, okay, dig themselves, or they are digged by the heavy winds which are flowing in the deserted area. Then you have broken the hearts of the many number of peoples who are staying peacefully in the area, and they exploited your resources, and you became so angry and you destroyed their life and you broke in their hearts. So this is how the poet is talking with the poem Wind. Now student, let's begin with the second stanza, and here we are going to discuss about the glossary portion of the second stanza. Fine. So in this glossary portion, we are going to add the real meaning of each and every single line of the second stanza. Fine. See, the wind god winnows and crushes them away. So what is the meaning of the line? The wind god winnows and crushes them all. So the meaning of the winnow, which is given in the glossary, read it out. Blow grain free of chaff, separate green from husk by blowing on it. See, the wind god winnows and crushes them all. So here you are going to learn the real meaning of the wind. So here the poet said, the wind god winnows. Winnows, it means the wind god winnows. It means, do you know, in the villages a lady used to, okay, clean these grains, okay, and the wheat, and they used to throw the grains and the wheat in such a small amount. When the wind blows so fastly, even if the rice have some dust, it will go away in the blowing wind, and the stuffy food, okay, the stuffed food, the strong grain will fell down there on the sack. So it is a process of cleaning the dust from the grains and from the rice. So this winnows means the same thing. Cleaning the process of dust from the rice and the wheat is called winnows. How the wind take out the weak ones. This wind, okay, blow away, blow away the vehicles. This wind blow away the vehicles from sack. It will blow away the vehicles from sack of rice. From sack of rice. So here vehicles in the sense dust. The dust which is available there inside the rice sack, it will flow away in the blowing wind, but the actual rice which is strong, it will remain on the sack. Is it? In the same manner, student, the wind is going to take away all the weak things which is available here on the earth, but it will leave behind the strong ones. So student, the real meaning of the sentence is we should be strong enough. We shouldn't feel like so weak. We should be strong by our own heart, by our own mind. We should be strict, strong in each and every sphere. Then no even a single wind never going to blow us in its own flow. Never even a single wind going to affect us, going to affect our beliefs, affect our sympathy, because if we are strong. Here the meaning of the wind in the poem of the second stanza is, if any difficulties, any challenges comes in your life, you have to take it lightly rather than becoming so weak. If you become so weak, you will go away somewhere in the blow of the wind, in the blow of that threat, in the blow of that afraidness. If you strong, okay, you are going to accept that challenge, you will never blow away. You will remain there stiff and you are going to face that challenge perfectly. This is the real meaning of the first line of the stanza. Then what happens? He won't do what you tell him. So here another person is telling to poet, he won't do what you want to tell him because he is not listening to anyone. Who? Wind is not listening to anyone. Okay, then he says that, so come, let's build strong homes, let's join the doors firmly. So here a person is telling, hey, you come, we together build a big homes, a strong homes, which will be meant for residing, which will be meant for living, and we will all live together in unity and harmony. Okay, and here the person, यह एक व्यक्ति यहाँ पर कवि को कह रहा है कि आओ हम सब मिलजुल कर रहते हैं। अगर कोई भी हवा का झोंका बड़ी बेरहमी से तेज जा रहा है, हमें उससे टकराना नहीं है। हमें अपने घरों को बड़ी इमारत की तरह बनाना है और उस घर में हमें एकता और जुटता से रहना पड़ेगा। अगर हम उस घर में एकता और जुटता से रहेंगे तो क्या हो सकता है, हम किसी भी दुर्घटना का सामना बड़े आसानी तरीके से कर सकते हैं। Who is telling? Here a person is telling to the poet, let's build the good things in here on the earth. So here the real meaning of he won't do what you tell him, so come, let's build strong homes. Okay, so what he's telling, come, we will build a strong homes. Okay, let's join the doors firmly and let's join these doors which were broken away due to heavy wind. Let's join it with a better nail. He is telling, let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Make the heart, okay, a full of sympathy, a full of sincerity, a full of agony, a full of, okay, a spirit. Make your heart strong that you're going to face any challenges. Now what he's telling, do this and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. So what he wants to say, see here in the second stanza, you're going to learn that what the wind is so disturbing. It is so disturbing. Okay, this wind is so disturbing. But the poet is telling, come, we all together build we all together build big and tall building. We build together big and tall building. If we build big and tall building, then what happens? We will remain safe. No one is going to harm us. Okay, with strong heart. With strong heart. Here the meaning of strong heart, or it is given here, steadfast means strong heart. There should be sincerity in your heart, a strongness in your heart. Then what happens? You are going to face any wind. It means, okay, you are ready. You are ready to face any challenges. You are ready to face any challenges in your life. You are ready to face any challenges in your life. Okay, this is the real meaning of the wind here. So wind in the sense of a very drastic and a very a challenging task going to come in your life. If your heart is strong, you are going to face it easily. So another two lines in the last stanza refers that the wind blows out weak fires. Do you know a weak fires? When there is heavy sun, a very hot sun, where on the mountain, or on the mountain there may be some dry leaves, a fire will take place, small fire. If wind blows very fastly, it will make that small fire to settle down. It will not spread anywhere. But the fire is more and more. It is in huge way. Then what happens? A heavy wind blow, and that fire again and again blowing so fastly, and it is covering the whole forest, and the whole forest will be burnt easily. So here the real meaning is, the wind is going to take the weak ones, but it will remain and it will help the stronger ones be as it is. So this is what a real meaning of the wind. Okay, here he makes strong fires roar and flourish. Roar means taking a wide mouth out and roaring, showing the aggression. Flourish means becoming big and big, larger and larger. It's called flourish. Write it down, these two words meaning in your glossary. Then his friendship is good. We praise him every day. So we should make the friendship with the wind. We should make the friendship with the challenge, and we will praise him every day. We should praise him every day. So student, here in the second stanza you learn that 3 to 4 things together, that we shouldn't disturb the ecosystem. If we disturb the ecosystem, then what happens? Climate change will take place, global warming will occur, evaporation will occur, then it will rain heavily. If it rains heavily, then flood will come. When the flood will come, then it will be conserved, and the drought will come, then heavy wind will blows, then it will be so destructive to the human being. First point. Second point, what we have learned, we learned that wind can be called challenge. Our heart should be strong. We should be strong. We should build a good houses, that we should face the challenge of our life, that we can't go and we can't be get humiliated by the challenge. We should accept it and face it. Then we will be a winner over the challenge. This is second point. And the third point, wind. A heavy blowing wind is going to settle the weak fire which is blowing somewhere, or which is flaming somewhere, but it is never going to settle the huge and a big fire. That huge and the big fire increasing day by day, and it roars and flourish. So here in the same manner, if we destruct the environment, if we disturb the ecosystem, okay, day and night, and if you don't grow the plantation, if you don't grow the plants, then what happens? A destruction level will goes, okay, on a peak, and a big climate change will occur, and everyone has to die one a day. So we have to save the environment, we have to accept the challenge, we shouldn't do any kind of mistakes with the environment, we should save it, conserve it, and we should praise the wind. Hey you wind, you are the life giving to us human beings. Don't be a part of, okay, life taking, don't be a part of crumbling the lives. It means breaking the lives or breaking the hearts of the people. You should be a friend with us, and we are praising to you. So student, here in the conclusion of the poem, I would like to say you that the both stanzas number 1 and the stanzas number 2 illustrate a best meaning, okay, of the poem Wind. Here we have learned each and everything very thoroughly. We learned about the climate change, we learned about the ecosystem, we learned about the challenge which should be faced strictly, and we should be strong, well-hearted. We learned about the wind, what wind do when it enters in the home, and here the poet Subramanya Bharati is talking to the wind and is giving a more and more meaning of this poem. In the conclusion, in the beginning, what we have said, what is the real meaning of the second stanza? See, in our life, weakest peoples are always humiliated. If the weakest peoples will become strong, they wouldn't be humiliated by the strong peoples. Okay, then strong peoples, okay, start scaring from the weakest peoples. So it should be there in the life. So everyone should be strong, rigid, okay, and they should stand against any challenge as a big giant or a mammoth elephant. So they shouldn't scared of anything. So student, this is what we have learned from the poem Wind, okay, which is written by Subramanya Bharati. So in the coming video, we are going to discuss the glossary portion, working with the text, working with the language, and scrolling video, or with the help of the PowerPoint presentation. So student, for the time being, watch this video thoroughly, listen it what I have told you, and make proper notes in your notebook, and have a nice day. Bye bye.